Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Salam Media. I'm your host for this evening, Thaakir Dawood, taking you through the next half an hour of the show. We opened up the show chatting all things rugby. We had a chat to the Springbok women's breakdown specialist, Lorian Hopt Johannes. She told us what's been going on in the Springbok camp and gave us some more insight into their recent series victory against Spain, where they were victorious 2-0, beating them in the first test match at Emirates Airline Park of 44-5. And then the second test match that took place at Fani Toy Stadium in Potchefstroom, where they went on and beat the Spanish team 37-14, where they now claim the 2-0 series victory. Well, from one South African victory to another, we're going to be chatting all things cricket now. I'm joined by Shafiek Abrams, who is full of smiles. Early end to a test match, and let's hear his thoughts on what went down at Lords between South Africa and England. Assalamu alaikum, Shafiq. Thanks for joining me on the show this evening. It's such a pleasure and an honor having one of the SA cricketing greats.
Walaikum salam. Thaakir, yes, man, it's been quite an emotional day because we never thought we'd go home tomorrow because of the quick early finish. So we must thank the Proteas for allowing us to work a 3-day test match. No, it was amazing cricket though. With all the hype that was being built up throughout the leading up to this test match, I think South Africa just showed England again that we take test cricket seriously.
No, definitely. I mean, a victory for South Africa, KG getting a fifer and getting his name up amongst other record holders from a South African point of view at Lords. What did you make of his performance in this test match as a whole?
No, he was amazing. I said to, I think Ashwell Prince earlier before the test match started, I said, it's such an honor to have names on there. And Ashwell obviously has got his name on there for scoring 100. But Mackay is the only South African bowler that's got his name up for a 10-fer in a test match. So I was still hoping that he could get 10, Kagiso, when he got 5 in the first innings. But he's just inspirational. When they declared him fit, I said to the guys, that is half the battle won for South Africa, because obviously he's one of those inspirational people when he gets the ball and he makes things happen. So he came into this test match, obviously had an injury before that. So we were all hoping that he would be fit then. But I don't want to take anything away. I think the rest of the bowlers as well. We had 4 quicks there. That's going to scare a few batting lineups this coming test season. You got KG, then you still have Anrich Nortje. You've got the left armour in Janssen. He gives you a different perspective to the whole thing. And then obviously you've got a quality spinner still. And then Ngidi, to me, was probably the unluckiest of the bowlers at Lords. He bowled very well. He bowled good lines and lengths, and he moved the ball both ways. But he didn't get the accolades or the wickets. But going forward, I think with that 4-pace prong attack there, plus our quality spinner, he came to the party today, Keshav Maharaj. So from a bowling side, I think South Africa is in a good space for now.
No, definitely. I mean, we've definitely been having our own worries as a South African cricket team with our team selection, with our players that are available for selection. For many years we've been frowned upon. We never had a signature spinner. We only had Imran Tahir to depend on for many years. And now we've got Keshav coming through. There's quality seamers coming through the lineup as well. And now our batsmen are coming to the party as well. This team, do you think it's one of the most well-balanced teams we've had in a long time?
I just think we're covering all bases. You've mentioned Keshav coming through, but you still have a guy like Simon Harmer sitting on the bench. He can't get into the team. So it just shows you there's this quality all-round. I think we've got a quality all-rounder in Janssen. I think his partnership with Keshav yesterday set this test match up for South Africa. It was a vital stage. England could have come back into the test match, and they just battered England out of the game. So for me, that is probably one of the positions in the South African test side that couldn't be filled. When we lost Cullis and Pollock and those type of all-rounders, I'm not classifying him as a Cullis or a Pollock, but he gives you that option with a bat a little bit, and he can bowl. And his bowling has come on. He swung the ball nicely today. This is Janssen. And to me, that is what we were lacking in the past. So it gives the team balance. You can actually then go and play another seamer or another spinner or another batsman if you have a quality all-rounder.
And that definitely helps us. I mean, if you look at the test match now, innings and 12 runs. I mean, a South African team coming out attacking like this, it's quite phenomenal to see. I don't know when last we've had a South African team coming out and looking as aggressive and as hungry to seal a test match this quickly.
I think we dominated this test match. Remember the build-up? There was a lot of talk between the two captains about baseball and all of that nonsense, and I think that fired the South Africans up. It's always like I like the South Africans like to pick up a challenge. They want to be challenged, and Dean Elgar is one of those people. He doesn't back down, and I like that his captaincy style of captaincy, and that's the way he bats. He fights all the way. He set it up again at the top of the order for South Africa when he came in with Erwia. And they just settled the South African team there. I mean, we had a mini collapse in the middle, but to start off well with a bat, Dean Elgar leads from the front. It's sometimes not pretty, but it's effective. So I think we came into this test series under a bit of pressure because everyone's talking about how positive and how attacking the English batsmen are going to be. And we just backed our bowling. And I think our bowlers showed them that you can't just come here and play shots in test match cricket.
No, definitely. And I mean, we could talk all day about the positives of the Protea team, but you know what? You being a critical cricketing mind, and where do you think is our points that we need to work on, or some facets of our play that was exposed a bit in this test match that can be improved on to make sure the second match can be flawless?
I just think our middle order, because we got off to a good start with Erwia and the captain Elgar. So Peterson, Markram, Van der Dussen, they got to step up and make sure that once we get off to a start like that in Test cricket, you know, it's the most difficult part is that new ball. If you get through the new ball, you can start piling up runs, and the lower order showed that. But the commitment of those tail enders batting with Jansen, it just showed you that there was a bit of fight there. They didn't give their wickets away. And those partnerships towards the end was vital. So I think something to be worked on is the batting, especially in the middle order. And maybe the slip catching. There was a few catches that were down in the slips, and I know the fast bowlers hate that if there's anything that goes down there. And there's always something that you got to take out. You can't just sit on your laurels if you've won a test match by an innings and think there's nothing to improve on. So that's definitely something for me that they can go and work on.
And I mean, the squad's massive. The squad is broad. Is there anybody that you'd like to see being brought into the match, brought into the second test?
No, I think we need to be consistent. I think we got to go in there because we won the test match. There's no need for panic. We need to just give guys a nice run and let the English make the changes. Let them panic. Let them go and see who's new. We just got to give guys opportunities now, and I think consistently long opportunities to establish yourself. A guy like Keegan Peterson must be told, you've got the 3 test match series here. You've got to go and cement yourself there. The same with Markram, the same with Rassie. You don't want to go and bat there under pressure. You must feel like you're here for a while and everyone's backing you. And that is how you got to go and go into a test match. And that's what's would happen to the bowlers. The bowlers are feeling that sense of responsibility and people are backing them and they're putting up the performances now.
No, definitely. I mean, we've seen superb performances there. You know, we've actually seen one of the fastest average pace at Lords being bowled by the South Africans in this past innings and test match as a whole. It's up there amongst one of the fastest. It's quite an interesting thing to see.
Yeah, I think they spoke to Arnie Gnarkie about it after the game. And he obviously didn't realize that because to me, it like reminds you of the West Indies of the 80s where they had like 4 quick bowlers. And let me tell you, it's like you can't see the first 2 off and then hope you're going to get some medium paces coming in. It was just quick and quicker even when Nortje comes on and then there's the bounce and the swing of Jansen. So there's such a variety of skills in the South African bowling lineup now. It's not the same old where you have the same 4 right-arm overs bowling at the same pace. They do a lot of things differently, but they do it so well and consistently that it's so effective in test match cricket.
Well, Shafiek, the next match, South Africa will be taking on England in Manchester from the 25th until the 29th of August. The difference in venues? Manchester, Old Trafford compared to Lords. What are we expecting from the pitch in Manchester?
Look, it's one of the most. I've never been to Manchester and it didn't rain yet, so we hope the rain stays away for the Test match there. And unfortunately, they're playing at the cricket stadium. If they played at my football team stadium, they could have won easily there. So I'm just hoping. I'm just hoping that the weather plays along and we can get 5 days of cricket in, which is going to be good.
Yeah, no, definitely. That football stadium can do with a bit of a victory added that goes in favor of the home team. It's just
Yeah.
unfortunate. And maybe it works in their favor that they're not playing at the football stadium because, you know, the home team always tend to lose if it's 4, if it's 3. I mean, yeah, let's hope that
Yeah,
the
no,
duck can be broken.
Yeah, let's not talk football because it's been painful the last few years. So, yeah. So it's in
Oh,
Manchester,
well.
but yeah. So hopefully we can, with the Proteas can go there and give the folk of Manchester a little bit of something to smile about.
No, definitely. Let's hope that the Proteas bring a smile to their face and not the English, because the worst thing we'd want to do now is let the English back into the series with us being 1-0 up. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be interesting. We're looking forward to it. From the English side, though, I mean, we've chatted all things Proteas. Where to from here for them? Do they ring in the changes? Is it panic stations? Or do they just have to trust the process?
I just think they've got problems because you just sense, you get that sense. I heard to the English commentators there when the openers got knocked over in the second innings. They just want to drop everyone left, right, and center. So that's going to happen. They're going to panic there. They're going to leave people out. And we've got a knack. Whenever we go there and we win a series, then captains get fired there. So Strauss, all those oaks in the past, they got fired after Graham won a series there. So for me, it's easy. We gotta just focus on our stuff. They're gonna panic. Their bowlers. I mean, you're going in with a 40-year-old and a late 30s guys, and they didn't really look like they were gonna knock us over. So they're gonna have to really look at their bowling attack. Is it young enough? Will they be able to do 3 tests in a row if they're gonna compete with our bowlers? Our attack's young. Our attack's fresh. So I just think they've got a few issues there. They're going to have to make big calls. And yes, the way they want to play, that expensive baseball type of cricket where they just come in and try and dominate. You can't just do that in Test cricket if the condition doesn't allow you or the opposition doesn't allow you. So they've got some serious issues.
No, definitely. We're looking forward to the second Test match. Shafiek, we're not going to keep you up any further. We know that you've already got a short week at work. A couple of days to spare. 1.5 days of work?
Yeah, and there was half a day rained out. So I mean, this test match was probably a 2-day test if you take the time that the guys spent in. South Africa only bowled about 80 overs in this first test match, so the bowlers are going to be fresh going to Manchester, which is also a good thing.
Well, I know that we might have used up all of your English. Quite a bit of English we spoke from this time you've been in Johannesburg. We're not going to keep you up any further. Thank you so much, and Shukran for joining me on the show this evening. Always a pleasure chatting all things cricket with you. I look forward to doing a young preview before the second test, and we can look into things and unpack exactly how the Proteas will be lining up against the English and what the English will have in store to counter the strong attack of the South Africans.
Yeah, no, Jazakallah for having me on. We'll definitely be in touch, and yeah, when we're back, I'll be back only for the third test in Joburg, so then I'll catch again. Hopefully, we'll see you at the office, at your office when you're doing. You look so busy there, so I won't keep you out of your work then.
Looking busy and actually being busy is two completely different things. But I mean, we know how to balance it in media. But thank you so much, Shafiek. Appreciate it. Until we chat again.
Yeah, it's no pleasure. We'll chat soon. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. That was Shafiek Abrams giving us a bit of a breakdown of what went down in the cricket between South Africa and England at Lords, where South Africa won with the innings and 12 runs to spare in a day and a half. I mean, come on. The Proteas are definitely doing the things. Something must be ticking in that camp and making things work out for them in order to win that convincingly. So The second test will be taking place at Manchester, and it's going to be interesting to see what England do in order to counter South Africa's attack. I mean, South Africa came out all guns blazing, and England just didn't stand a chance. But ladies and gentlemen, viewers out there and listeners, we've come to the end of our show this evening, and thank you so much for everybody for tuning in. We hope that our content kept you inspired and engaged. We had a chat to Lorian Johannes Hoft, the Springboks woman breakdown coach. She gave us a bit of insight on the recent tour of Japan and the recent test series against Spain, that where they were victorious 2-0. Interesting to hear those thoughts. And then Shafiek Abrams, just a couple of minutes, gave us a breakdown of South Africa's spectacular performance against the English. From myself and the team, it's been a pleasure. Another Friday bringing you world-class content right on your phone. For those tuning in on their cellular phones, and for those on the FM streams, we acknowledge you and we appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. This week has come to an end. Until next week, when we're going to be chatting all things sports, so we're going to be bringing you quality content, and we hope that you enjoy what we bring you. If you have any thoughts or any comments, drop them in the comment section below, or you can engage with us through our DMs on social media, as well as the station's email address. Pop us an email, tell us what comments you'd like to hear or who would you like to see on the show, because it's our job to bring you the content that you want to consume. From myself, Thaakir, Dawood, and the rest of the team, Assalamu alaikum. Until next week, we look forward to chatting all things sport once again.